Hey guys, this is Nick with PhoneArena, and while the LG G5 wasn't a bad phone, it wasn't exactly a bestseller. Maybe that's why the company's brand new flagship phone follows a very different approach. This is the LG G6, and here's a few words about it now that I've been playing with it for the past couple of days. First of all, the LG G6 isn't a modular phone like the G5 was. It takes a more conventional approach as far as form factor goes, so it feels familiar and approachable. Although it still possesses some of the unique traits that make it an LG. As before, the power button doubling as a fingerprint scanner is on the back of the phone. On one hand, some may see the LG G6 as too ordinary as just another phone with a glass back and a metal frame. But it also has a few design features to stand out with, such as the curved corners of the display or the fact that 80% of the front is occupied by it. The glass back is not removable, so you have no access to the battery. But I don't really mind, knowing that the G6 is now water resistant, with a very high IP68 rating against dust and water ingress. And speaking of durability, it is designed to withstand abuse. Of course, the glass back will shatter if subjected to enough force, but LG has put effort into reducing the chance of that happening. The corners, for example, are designed to survive serious drops, and the frame is built to resist bending. The display is one of the things that make the LG G6 unique. It has an aspect ratio of 18:9, so it is slightly taller or more narrow compared to traditional 16:9 phone displays. On one hand, this should make it easier to operate. Your thumb should be able to reach more of the screen with less effort. But on the other, videos have these black bars on both sides, and every time you install a new game, you have to figure out whether it is compatible with the screen's unusual shape. That aside, the display is actually looking pretty great. It is colorful, detailed and bright, as you would expect out of a high-end phone. I am only left wishing that the always-on display was easier to see from an angle. In terms of software, we have Android 7 Nougat installed on the G6. What's nice seeing is that Google's Assistant comes preloaded. Hold down the home key to ask it for directions or to perform Google searches. You can ask it to tell you a joke or to play your favorite music. But I found myself using this feature more often. Double tapping on the recent apps button switches to the previously used application. LG has tweaked its interface in a way that makes it a better match for the display's dimensions. For example, stock applications are designed to fit more content in the extra space they're given, and some of them even enter this split mode when I hold the phone horizontally. Also, apps have more space to run in when split-screen multitasking is enabled. Although I'm still not finding myself using this feature very often. And if you're wondering if apps run fine in this aspect ratio, well, yes they do. I had no issues so far with third-party software, and I do hope that things stay that way. The LG G6 uses the Snapdragon 821 system chip instead of the newer Snapdragon 835. The reason we're given for this is reliability. The older chip is well tried and tested, so LG knows how to make the most of it. Besides, the 821 seems to be fast enough. Software is fluid and responsive, heavy games also run just fine. And a copper pipe inside the phone draws heat away from the processor to make it perform better. On the back of the LG G6, there's a familiar setup. A main camera that takes regular photos and one with a wide-angle lens. Both cameras use the same 13-megapixel image sensor, so they should deliver an equal level of image quality. Disappointingly, while the wide-angle cam has been upgraded, I cannot say the same thing about the main camera. Image quality is pretty decent from what I've seen so far, but not necessarily better compared to what the G5 could produce. The selfie camera is similar to the one on the LG V20. It has an extra wide lens that lets a lot of people fit in the frame, but you can switch to a normal, more narrow view if you prefer to put the focus on yourself. And about the battery, I have high hopes for it, as it is the biggest ever put in a G-series phone. In my experience, it has been holding up pretty well with everyday use. No less importantly, LG has made it so that the battery doesn't explode if subjected to extreme conditions. I witnessed it being punctured by a nail and hit by a hammer without a trace of smoke. Overall, the LG G6 is shaping up as a solid Android phone. The performance is there, the camera seems to be delivering satisfactory results, the battery has been treated to a nice upgrade, and the extra attention paid to reliability is more than welcome. Could the LG G6 be a better phone? Most certainly yes, it just doesn't have that wow effect to it. LG is aiming to give us a phone that's universally likable and free of gimmicks, which might not be a bad idea after all, but I'm not sure how well the G6 is going to stand out against the tough competition. That's all for now, but be sure to check out PhoneArena.com for more coverage around the LG G6 and subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss a video.